Good day, children. Welcome to the Storytime family. Today we're going to be reading the classic, The Pied Piper by Aisha El Rubio. Let's check it out. The Pied Piper. A long time ago, longer than anyone can remember, in the tiny town of Hamelin, an extraordinary thing happened that disturbed the town's peace. The streets, the houses, the buckets and boxes, the entire town was invaded by a huge army of rats. They swarmed everywhere, a sea of tails and fur. They climbed the towers, they rang the bells, and they drank the beer from the innkeeper's jugs. Oh, naughty, naughty rats. The townspeople tried everything to get rid of the rats, but nothing helped, not even an army of cats. The people became so desperate that they gathered in the church and prayed for a miracle. Hamelin's predicament came to the ears of a young musician who lived in a nearby forest. He received the news of the rat invasion with a triumphant smile. The musician gathered his flute and headed into town. He reached the town square and stood calmly in the middle. Then he began to play his flute. The melody was unlike anything heard in Hamelin before. The rats, hypnotized by the wonderful music, swarmed from the houses and taverns. They surrounded the piper as if in a trance. Ooh, so many rats. Ugh. The townspeople were astonished. The mayor, witnessing the sight, begged the piper for his help. In return, the mayor offered 3 sacks of gold coins. The piper agreed, shaking the mayor's hand firmly. Then the piper left the city, the sea of rats dancing behind him. The next morning, the piper returned to Hamelin to collect his reward. But the mayor received him with a loud laugh. "Ah, innocent piper! Alas, we are a poor town without a penny to our name. You have done us a great service, but you will never be paid." The piper returned to the forest feeling sad and angry. He could not understand how the people from Hamelin could treat him this way. What was he going to do? And how was he going to feed all his new friends? They sat down to think of a plan. And before the day was over, the piper and the rats had come up with an idea. Under the pale moonlight, the rats returned to the village as stealthily as shadows. They crept into the children's rooms, climbing through windows and across toys. The rats whispered the piper's plight into the children's ears. The boys and the girls of Hamelin, disappointed by the behavior of the adults, marched behind the rats and disappeared into the woods. And in the town square, they left a note for their parents. The children of Hamelin stand together with the piper. The behavior of our parents in refusing to pay what was promised is rude and unfair. We will not return until the debt is paid. Dawn broke over a quiet Hamelin. Suddenly, screams were heard from every corner of town as mothers and fathers found empty beds in their houses. An emergency meeting was called. The adults were ashamed and asked the mayor to pay the piper what was promised. But the mayor was very greedy. He locked himself in the town hall and refused to open the city's vault. The people of Hamelin were very angry. Armed with shovels and rakes, They broke into the town hall and grabbed the mayor by his robes. They dragged him to the edge of town and expelled him from Hamelin forever. The parents of Hamelin emptied the vaults. They cleaned out their piggy banks and collected every penny in town. But it still wasn't enough. A rat who was spying through the grass communicated this news to the rest of the team. The piper did not wish any misery on the townspeople, so he returned to Hamelin with a new proposal. Your children will come home, and I will forget the reward if you provide a home for me and my rats. The citizens accepted the offer right away, with one exception. The rats had to sign an agreement promising to never again disturb the town's peace and to respect all of its inhabitants. The children returned to their families and joy reigned again. The piper and the rats moved into the town hall, where they made a cozy home. Sometime later, they formed a most peculiar band, and since that day, there hasn't been a party held in Hamelin without them. The end. Did you enjoy the Pied Piper? It was a pretty long story, but an interesting one, don't you think? Tell us what you liked about it. Give us a like and subscribe. Thanks so much for stopping by. We'll see you again soon. Take care. Bye-bye.